Welcome back. I'm so excited to say that the holidays are here. If you're wanting to take your celebratory decor to the next level, Audrey Scheck, founder and CEO of Audrey Scheck Design, is here to help, and she's given us kind of a woodland approach to Christmas this year, which I really love. Audrey, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Remind us first and foremost a little bit about what it is that you do.
So Audrey Scheck Design is a full-service design firm based here in Austin. We service clients all around the country, but our bread and butter is really focused here locally, helping clients with anything home related. So it might be building a new home or remodeling an existing portion of their home. Some of our projects have no construction at all, so we could be helping someone furnish and style their home like we do for the holidays. So the full gamut of anything and everything home and decor related.
I love it. And I think an important question to always ask somebody like yourself who is so naturally creatively gifted is there a little bit of Audrey in every design, or are you willing to say whatever you want will make that vision come true?
Great question. So all of our clients are different. They all have a different aesthetic. And so of course we spend a lot of time in the upfront portion of working together, dialing into their personal aesthetic preferences. And then each project is tailored to them, the heritage of their home, the architecture of their home, making sure that all of the spaces will flow and function nicely together. I do oversee all of the design work that comes out of the firm. So even though we have a team working on every project, I'm still very involved with each of our projects.
I was going to say, I wish I had your brain, because sometimes I get things home and I think, no, that doesn't look too
work.
good. It doesn't look too good together. Okay, you've brought lots of tips today for holiday decor. First, we're going to start with gift wrap. I love the way that you've approached these presents.
Well, thank you, because they're for you.
Oh, yay. Perfect. Yay.
Yes, so one tip with gift wrap is that it doesn't have to be overtly holiday, right? Like this could be used for a birthday, but the second you put a velvet ribbon on it and it goes under a tree, it feels reminiscent of the holidays. So, playing into the aesthetic of your home, like we talked about, making sure that things look and feel reminiscent of other decor that you have around your house will always be the way to go. So, wrapping them in a nice paper and tying a velvet ribbon. Velvet ribbon is key for anything in the holidays especially. It makes everything feel really luxurious.
Absolutely. Yeah, because you're right. Now that I'm looking at it, none of these are Christmas colors.
That's right. Yeah.
Actually, but it still feels very festive when you look at the group
yes, and
as
you
a
can
whole.
work with some tones that are in the green and red family. It could be, more of an olive green or a burgundy. We have some ribbon on some stockings down here that is also in that red and green family. So you don't have to, it doesn't have to be a primary green or a primary red. You can venture out into other tones in that palette.
Okay, that makes sense. When we talk about bows, I love the simple approach of just tying one, because the ribbon and the looping and the things, that's really difficult for me. What would be your suggestion there?
So on a present, we love to go both directions and then varying the height and positioning of them. So this one was tied a little bit higher. These are obviously centered, but go vertically and horizontally. Okay. And a long exaggerated ribbon always feels even more luxurious.
Okay, I can see it. Hopefully folks at home can see
so let it
it's in that top third sort of the gift. Okay.
And let it drape down. So when they're under the tree, you have flowy ribbon and the structured presents.
Oh, I love that idea. Okay, how about ornaments? Where are we going with those?
Ornaments can be used in a variety of ways. So we have an assortment here of there are some metallic, wood, velvet. So mixing up the shape and size and, varying the textures is key. If you're doing presents under your tree that are more bold and graphic like these, maybe you play into a tree that's more muted and neutral with, wood-themed ornaments like this. Or if your tree alternatively is more simplistic, maybe you just have some light tinsel on your tree, then you can go more bold with the paper under it. So just varying the two things. If your ornaments are colorful, maybe do a more neutral palette for your gift wrapping. Just balancing the two will help.
I'm going to ask a question that everybody at home, I think, is probably thinking, which is, I've got some tacky ornaments. And, they might have been sweet gifts from the kids made of macaroni or whatever it is. What would you suggest? My mom ended up splitting trees.
Yes.
She had a second tree for kind of the stuff that didn't look quite so good. What do you say?
Yes, lots of people do that. So maybe you have one tree in a more focal point in a busier air traffic area of your home that plays into the more like aesthetic vibe of your house, if you will. And then there's another tree that is more sentimental that's tucked away. Or we have lots of clients who really value that family heritage and really honor that at Christmas time, and you can definitely tastefully play into that too. So maybe you're mixing them in between other types of ornaments, and each year you're pulling out a few special ones, or you're putting them in other places too, right? Like you can tie one on a stocking, tie it on a wreath. Like you can sprinkle them around your home, so it's not just one grand tree full of sentimental ornaments.
Full of lots of primary colors and things like that. Okay, talk to me about faux foliage. What a great way to make it look like the holidays.
Yes, and if you decorate early like I do, real foliage is likely not going to last for the full season in your home.
Right.
So incorporating faux foliage or anything dried like we've done here with pine cones, letting things dry and age, like magnolia leaves dry beautifully, or things like this that feel reminiscent of the holidays with berries and cypress and fir. Mixing faux and dried will get you through the full season.
Is there any tips that you have? Because I've seen some pretty obviously artificial foliage in my time. Is there any tip that you have that says, okay, well, this is going to look more realistic if you pick this?
Yes, there are certain vendors that make really nice foliage, and seeing it in person is always helpful. So if you can, see it in person and make sure that it works in your home, anything that is faux that has a darker tint of green to it, I tend to find looks a little more realistic. Also, you can see here, this is mixed with other colors like the berries and the dried stem look. So I think that helps break it up too.
Absolutely. Okay, figurines. This is a fun part of the holiday season.
So like you mentioned with the ornaments, really playing into that kitschy Christmas trend, not taking yourself too seriously, incorporating things that might be sentimental, family heirlooms, things you collected when you were little. That now's the time for that to shine. I have things that I collected when I was little that are on my entertainment center at home now.
Sweet.
Figurines from my grandma. So they're a great way to incorporate different textures and heights. So, higher elevated pieces that can play nicely with little figurines like this reindeer that's in a velvet next to a wood tone with something that's more structural like the tree. So playing around with it, and kitschy Christmas is big this year. So really, like you've done here in the studio, whimsical and fun and just not taking it too seriously.
I was going to say, if you see a nutcracker on this set, it's because it's my future mother-in-law who has gifted one every single year to my fiance, and so they're getting a little love up here on the set. We have to leave it here, Audrey. I'm so sorry, but just real quickly, are you taking on new clients for 2025?
We are currently booking for next year. So we do complimentary discovery phone calls with anyone who's interested in chatting about any project for 2025.
Sounds good to me. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you.
All right. Learn more about Audrey's services and see her portfolio. It's beautiful at audreyscheckdesign.com.